Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I've got new videos uploaded every week just for you. And in today's video, we're going to review this one here. This is the limited edition SPB207J1. This watch here was kindly loaned in from a good friend of the channel. I'm really grateful to have such viewers or subscribers, coming in to loan me watches for review these days. And the watch on review today, the SPB207, it is a really new model. I think it was launched only earlier this year, and the baby Marine Master series, I think they were also launched a couple of years back, also known as the MM200, because it is more or less a scaled down version of the MM300, the Marine Master 300, which is a monocoque design. This one here follows a more traditional watch case, so it's got a screw-in case back and all that, but the actual MM300 does have a monocoque case, and I would say this is easier to appreciate by many watch collectors because they don't really want a chunky watch like 15 or 16 millimeters thick. So this one here coming in with smaller dimensions, 42 millimeters case size, and a more manageable case height of 13.3 millimeters. I think this is easier to accept. So in this limited edition series, they've got 3 models launched earlier this year, and according to Seiko's press release, right, the deep green somber style here is inspired by the Japanese island of Iriomote. So I don't know how beautiful that place is. Okay, so perhaps they were referring to the colors of the water in Iriomote. So if that place is really so beautiful, I'm gonna visit this place after the pandemic. So as you can see here in this really quick comparison of green dials, the Seiko on my left hand, alright, has got a really deep green sunburst dial, and in many angles it just looks dark enough to be black. Okay, really nice, very subtle kind of green dial to it, as opposed to the Zelos on my right hand. This is like in your face, I want to be seen, I want to be noticed kind of sunburst green, right? And the Seiko on the other hand stays more low key. So depending on which kind of style you like, alright, so if you're into something that is low key, understated, I think this deep green dial probably suits you more. So I've zoomed in the lens a bit as I talk about the specifications of the watch. This one here does have a 42 millimeters case diameter. It's got a thickness of 13.3 millimeters from the base of the screw-in case back to the top of the flat sapphire crystal, and I also believe that this one comes with AR coating. Lug to lug length on the MM200 is 48.7 millimeters, so I would say it is still very manageable given the fact that it's got a really nice curve on the mid case. And back to the front view of the watch here has got a bezel diameter of 40.3 millimeters. It's got a really small crystal size. I measured it's about 30 millimeters crystal size, and then it is finished off with a 6.5 millimeters crown here. This is screw down crown, but it is not protected by any form of crown guard. So this being in the mid to high range category, now this watch here has got plenty of upgraded features, such as the 6R35 movement, which boosts longer power reserve and better shock protection and higher accuracy. This one here has also got die shield coating all around the watch from the case to the bracelet. So despite being a baby Marine Master or MM200, this one here is no slouch when it comes to the weight. Alright, it still weighs in at about 166 grams with 4 links removed. Alright, so I would say it's just slightly lighter than the samurais or the turtles on bracelets. And street price for this watch is typically 1.6 to 1.8k Singapore dollars. And as mentioned in my unboxing video, this one here also comes with a very nice rubber strap, and it's color match. Okay, just take a look at the strap here. It is also dark green, nicely matching the dial color. So this one here I believe is exactly the same strap as the one found in the SPB207 series. Okay, the same design with a more squared off end of the rubber strap here. So I noticed they've included tubes as well. So just take a look here. Alright, so they've included tubes at the end here. So I would say, wow, this is really an upgraded rubber strap from Seiko. Fantastic. And let's now move on to the case design and build quality of the MM200. So this one here has got a very strong Seiko design DNA, right? So everything about this watch just spells Seiko to me. Okay, from the case design, the lines, the 4 o'clock crown, the indices, the handsets. This is the Marine Master handset, so obviously it is scaled down smaller. You know, the marker, the lume marker at the seconds hand, everything. Alright, so this watch to me just screams Seiko design. And all these chamfers and lines along the case sides here, they really make the watch look good. So I'm just going to wipe off all these fingerprints and smudge first before I show you. Alright, so just take a look here. You've got really nice beveling along the sides of the case here. So let's start from the luck here. So it starts off with a brush finish, then it transits to a bevel here that is at the case side that is fully polished. Wow, I apologize for all these fingerprints. And then it goes into a really thin bevel here. This part here is brushed as well, but it's nicely done. And then finally it goes back, you know, like turtle and sumo style, goes back into a polished finish here as it transits into the case back. So overall the design here just looks fantastic. I like all these lines, you know, gives the watch a bit more character. And all this, you know, work done to the case sides, I really think this is 1 or 2 notches above the entry-level samurais or turtles we've got. And speaking of the coinage on the bevel here, I really like how it is done. It is really well made. I'm liking it. The grip here is also very good. It is a 120 click bezel, and again, you know, it is one of those soft clicking Seiko types. Okay, but thankfully there is no misalignment of any sort found on this copy of the watch. And the bracelet of the watch has also, you know, it's evidently upgraded. So namely, it's got a solid clasp now. Alright, solid male clasp, and everything, you know, fits nicely. It is still a bit rattly, right, if I may use that word to describe. Alright, still a bit noisy. Okay, it's not totally quiet, but I would say it is still very well made. So one thing I'm not so sure is regarding the articulation of the links. Okay, so the links here, they definitely look like they are multi-piece. Okay, so just take a look at the case, just take a look at the back view here. They definitely look like 2-piece at least, but at the end of the day, it doesn't articulate that well. So if I put the watch this way, you will see that it is still very much like the entry-level Seikos. Okay, so I was expecting more articulation from something at this price point. So as mentioned in many reviewers' videos, the dial shield on Seiko's watches sort of gives the watch a different color, and I really must agree. Alright, just take a look at these two watches. Okay, so this is the standard build Seiko Samurai. It is a special edition, but you know, it's still a very standard entry-level model. So just take a look at the differences in their colors. Alright, we're talking about the steel bracelet and cases here. So the Samurai here being the standard version, you know, I think it feels a little bit shinier or a bit more silverish, whereas the dial shield coating sort of makes the watch look a little bit, you know, tinted. Alright, so you can see very clearly here on the left here, the dial shield coated watch sort of has a tint to it. Alright, so I'm not too sure if this is caused by dial shield, but you know, it looks pretty cool nonetheless. So I'm just going to move on and talk about the dial design of this watch here, and before I say anything else, I'm just going to leave it here and let you look at the deep sunburst green dial. Alright, just spend a bit of time looking at it. Alright, I think I should just keep quiet and let you look at the dial for now. So the dial here is undoubtedly the star of the show. At different angles, it just appears different, ranging from very dark green, flat dark green, to sunburst green. And I'm also liking the gold accents, the little bit of gold accents here found, namely in the seconds hand as well as the print here, diverse 200 meters at 6 o'clock area. So I think, you know, this one here, this small little touches, they make the watch look just special. So it's time now to take a look at the wrist shot. I'm going to switch off all the studio lights. Alright, so boom, here you go. This is the lume shot, and as with all Seiko divers, you know, there is no reason to doubt you're getting the best in the business. Alright, very bright lume on the hands, on the markers, and this lume pip here is done really nice. And in the newer designs of Seiko dial, you will see a truncated lume here at 3 o'clock. So the older designs, I think they completely remove the lume painting, but the newer designs here, they make do with a bit of a lume here. Here's a wrist shot of the watch in natural light, and I would say at 42mm K size, it fits really well. Managed to get a really good fit on the bracelet, and there's just a hint of top heaviness in this watch, but thank goodness there is no overhang or too much of a lug gap going on. So overall, I would say it fits really well. So now we're going to do some size comparisons between the Baby Marine Master and some other watches I've got in my studio today. First up, we have the Seiko Samurai, and you know, one look you can tell the Samurai is the much bigger watch, much chunkier lugs, bigger dial, bigger K size and everything, but thickness is actually about the same. Okay, so this one here is about 13.4 or 13.5, and I measured this to be 13.3 in terms of thickness. And I've also got the Tudor Black Bay BB58 here for comparison. This is 39, this is 42. You can see from the bezel sizes that they're not that different. Okay, not so much, but in terms of lug and case, alright, so this one here has got really chunky lugs. The Seiko on my left, you can just take a look at the lugs here. They're chunky, thick, they're muscular, they're strong. On the other hand, the Tudor here has got more of a sleek design to it, being a vintage inspired watch. So there you have it. That was my review of the Seiko SPB207, also known as the Baby Marine Master or MM200. Alright, so this watch here, I would say it's a sleeper hit. Okay, so among the 62 Mars and against its bigger sibling, the MM300, I would say, you know, this one normally takes a back seat, and very much an under the radar kind of design. And in fact, the owner of the watch, alright, thank you very much for loaning the watch again. So the owner actually said he went for this model because he felt the 63 Mars, the SPB143, 149, 147, he felt that those models were getting too common, and hence he decided to give this model a try. But in all honesty, I really think that I should either have a Seiko Sumo, the newer ones, the SPB series Sumo with sapphire glass, or even a 63 Mars in order to do a comparison with this watch, because I really feel that this watch here is a few steps above the normal Samurais or Turtles. Alright, so I would say this is evidently a higher spec watch, a more well-made watch, as you can see from the case build, alright, and all that really nice dial shield coating and all that, sapphire crystal with AR coating. And I do feel that these watches, they really receive you know, an improved workmanship and attention to detail whenever I handle one of these mid to high range Seiko models. I would say these things are improving. So if you found this video review to be helpful, if you like this watch, if you think it's nice, if you're gonna buy it, if you like George, alright, who obviously loves this watch because, you know, it's a green watch. If you like my channel, please come back here every week because I've got new videos uploaded just for you. This is the Watch Kaki signing off together with George. Bye bye.